Oh my God. Oh my goodness. We made it. I am so nervous. I've been watching you guys in the chat like a creeper, and I've been like hesitating to push on live. This is so nerve-wracking for me, which is so bizarre. Okay, I'm with you. I am dying. Haley said, I don't know who is who. I didn't even know my own name until I commented, which is so funny because I don't either. And I'm like, okay, so do I know this person as it's coming up? Which this is so fun. I'm like, I'm nervous because I'm a little bit stressed. I know y'all know this about me. That I worry about the technology and everybody finding us and where to be. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I see you guys are on here. It's working. I keep posting the links in different places. I'm posting in the Facebook group, Don't Kill Me, Mike. I'm posting it in our community group, and I'm just hoping that everybody's able to find it. But I guess regardless, it will be here for the replay. So when everybody clicks on it, they'll be able to access it. Okay, Mike said, I wonder what these badges are. I want to be first of whatever it is. So is that like where Haley has like the crown thing and it says number 3? Is that what you mean by badges? Or I wonder if it looks different for you guys. I should pull it up on my phone too, just so I can watch. So yeah, this is so fun and so nerve-wracking at the same time. I prayed real hard when this was like when I was waiting, when I had the other screen up before getting on here. I was really praying. I'm like, Lord, give me the words. Give me the words. Use me. Give me the words that people need to hear tonight, because I'm feeling a little intimidated by this. But here we are. We made it. My shirt doesn't match my background today, so that's good. Okay, so from what I have gathered, from who I know is here, we have Daisha here, Haley here, Sherry here, Mike here. And there is a name, I don't know what it is. So if it's not you, how about this? Why don't we say our name in the chat if you're watching this? If you join later, I'll try to remind you again. You can just tell us who you are. I know you guys. Hey says number 1. Oh, okay. Haley's number 1. Hey. Okay, so this is fun. This is fun. And we made it. How's everybody doing? I was in the community group right before this, into the evening as the evening went on. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have been spending, as you can imagine, every minute of, who would have thought it's Jeff? That's so funny. Jeff Donaldson is here. I've been spending every minute of my free time trying to get these plans and videos up and running, especially for our comeback crew, our 5K comeback plans, which are, I have several weeks ready to go. Mike is actually, yes, happy birthday, Jeff. Thank you for reminding me, Mike. It is Jeff's birthday. So he had a great run. I'm sure you guys saw that he posted. He had a great run today. So happy birthday, Jeff. So what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, in the community, just getting in there, we have the weeks ready for the comeback crew, which ends up being a lot of the people from our team are wanting the comeback, which is great. Like the feedback is working. The beta team is working. I'm finding out what everybody needs. And that's good. We're rocking and rolling. Mike is putting it in probably by the end of the live or after the live. He'll have it in the side panel for all of our comeback crew. So if you've commented either in the Facebook group or if you've commented in our community using the app or the website and told us like, yeah, that's me. Or if you've sent us a message, then we'll know that you guys need the comeback plans and he will make sure that those are attached to you. So if they don't show up by the end of tonight or into tomorrow, especially because I did change week number 3. I'm really getting distracted by this chat because I feel like it's like actually live. Usually in the Facebook lives, I'm lagging and I want to be in this chat. Okay, I'm going to finish my thought and then I'm going back to read these. So my thought being that if you have been following the plans that I copied and pasted into the group, just that whole like, hey guys, try these if you need them. I am changing that 3rd week. So if you haven't done it yet, don't do it. I have changed it since the last time I posted it, but it is going to be accurate whenever it gets dropped into the left nav of your plans with the videos and things like that. Okay, I'm going back in this chat because I need to get caught up. Okay, yes, we found Jeff. It's the birthday boy. Oh, hers just changed to number 3. Okay, so you guys are just figuring out what all of these things are. Okay, so Mike will just fill me in and let me know at the end. And Dacia's happy birthday, first place. Okay, you guys figure it out. So Miller's 325, is that you, Lexi? We're literally laughing, and Marshall's here. Oh yeah, Marshall, yours is an easy one. We're laughing because as we moved it over here to YouTube, nobody knows. We don't know who anybody is. And if you just got here, we were kind of laughing. Haley said earlier in the chat, she was like, I didn't even know my own YouTube username until I started chatting. So yeah, you have to let us know if you get on here and you haven't told us yet. Just give us your name so we'll know who you are. We'll have a quiz later. We'll have a leaderboard quiz. Mike did let me know, which this is kind of fun too. In our community, we're going to find lots of fun things along the way, and I'm not ready to start this at all. But as you're over here talking about like the I don't even know what they're called. What are those? Those icons, the number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever you guys are seeing in your chat. We have a lot of those like leaderboard type situations in our community, which Mike was kind of explaining to me today. And I was like, I'm not ready. I need to get all these plans done and ready to go. Like I am hyper focused on finishing the plans, the run with me and our 5K baby plans, our beginner plans starting over. Those are all ready to go. So you guys are all done. And then our half marathon plan, no, not our half marathon, our 8K plans are all done. So those are ready to rock and roll. I even have recovery weeks done for those. So I feel really good about that. The half marathon and the comeback plans are neck and neck for where I am with them. I'm trying to like come home from work, school counselor work, and then dive into a couple of those videos each week so that I'm really trying to knock them out. And I think I have about the first 4 weeks for both of them done. And again, Mike is getting those uploaded. You're the best, Mike. Thank you. So, everything's going to be rocking and rolling, but we have a leaderboard situation in there where it can, we can start to like, call people out for all the great things you're doing, like all of the support and the love, how many posts or how many, workouts are getting posted, you're getting your weekly workouts in and who is, all those things. And I think that's so fun. And then even the badges, which I know we started to do a little bit in the Facebook group, we were badging people up for like, these are our former soulmates or our current soulmates, and these are our newbies. So I'm really, really excited as we move into April. You guys, we're aiming for our first official challenge in April, like opening this back up to the public, just like we used to, but obviously using the new platform that you guys are helping us learn about and using the new YouTube lives and inviting people in at that point. I have had people asking me already like, hey, when's the chance to kind of get in? And that will be super exciting because I hope to be able to use like those badges and things like that to be able to tag you guys with like, you guys are the professionals here. And I think it will be fun. I'm very excited about it. So I feel like, as April rolls around, we're going to hopefully work out all the kinks and we're going to figure all the things out along the way. And then when April comes, we'll be able to open the doors and invite people in for the challenge. And then they can decide if they want to continue with us. And then we'll have a new group rolling. You guys will be changing up your plans or we'll figure out where you go from there. Because at that point, we'll be wrapping up, not wrapping up because we're all in different places, but we'll be kind of like either coming to the end of the plans that you're on, or we'll be getting to like those kind of race moments for some of you, the spring race series type situation. And then we'll get to say like, okay, what do I want my summer to look like? We're going to get everybody redocked into plans. And I'm sure you guys are going to say at that point, like, okay, Tina, I need a plan that does this. And I'll probably be, off making those plans, which I think this is why I have you to let me know what you need. And then, I'm just going to keep creating them as they come, but then it's just building that library. So my goal is to have something that whatever somebody needs, we're going to have access to it. So even if you ask for something or need something with like, we're trying for about 12 weeks at a time. We're going to do like 12 weeks of training at a time. If we don't have it, I want you to be able to ask me for it. And then I want to go create it so that I have everybody where they need to be and then build that library. So as you guys move through the ebbs and flows of life. And so, we roll with the punches and life gets busy, seasons change, or we get injured, or we're, in a slow season, or we're recovering, or we're building back up. You'll be able to kind of like take a look at the library and pick from there. My goal is to have the plans for you, the content for you. Hopefully I'm going to get back to those podcast episodes so I can drop those into the meaningful weeks for you guys. I've been trying to do that along the way too. Whenever I'm I'm having a coaching video conversation with you guys about a certain topic because we're in different places. If I have a podcast episode I know relates to that or kind of like builds upon that, I'm going to try to drop that link. I'm going to try to have Mike drop that link into that week of plans so that you'll have access to it and just continue to kind of really dive into that kind of category. At the end of these 12 weeks, I'm also going to be asking you, my lovely beta crew, to give me that feedback on what you want more of. Like as far as the conversations go and the coaching goes, I'm really trying to keep it so much deeper than just the physical aspect of the training. And you may hate that. And I would love for your feedback on that. But I really think you guys know, like, especially you all have been with me for a very long time. I know not everybody has been here for at least a year. Some of you have been with me for 4 years. And so I really want to work on developing your mindset as a person and really growing that all of those components of your life, not just the physical part. The physical is important and we're here for our health and longevity of life and enjoyment of life. But I also want to make sure that I talk about this a lot in the half marathon plans, but I really want to make sure we're focusing on you as a whole person, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And so I hope to like kind of challenge you in that way and invite you to be a part of those conversations and to have those reflections. So at the end of these 12 weeks, and as we get, you know, moving into April, I want to be able to reflect on that and say, okay, what did you really love about it? What do you wish you had? What do you want, you know, for the next seasons for you guys? And then invite others to come along with us and follow in your amazing footsteps along the way. Okay, now I got to go to the chat. Sorry. I have to go back because I feel like I'm missing. Oh, it's Karen's birthday too. Oh my gosh, is Karen on here? I don't know Karen's name yet. Is she? Oh, hi, Sherry. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, but we know who you are. Not sure if you got my email, but could you add me to the comeback plan? I did see that, Marshall, and I'm sure Mike is already taking care of it. Cause usually when I send him like, oh, hey, I saw this message, he's like, I've already done it. So, okay. Adding the plans tonight. Okay. Yep. See, took care of it. Couldn't get my pic to post. Yeah, that was weird. Well, you weren't alone. There were a couple people who couldn't get their picture to post in the community. Oh, Marshall kicked Mike to number 4. You guys are hilarious. Maybe she can pass me a few points. Podcast episodes. Can we post like on my last post, 8K run, whatever? I would like to know who is on what plan, not for competition. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Like, and I can even tell you guys that. And I don't think, so when I talk about competition, you know, the whole comparison game really comes down to, it's not really about like what we're choosing. I feel like that's different. That's just information about like, hey, this is where I am in my life. And we all know, you guys especially, like there are no new newbies in here. You know that things change. You know, everybody in here, at least every name that I've seen you guys, we've all been in the place, right, where we've been in these like training plans. Like I'm ready to dive in. Like I want something more. I need a challenge. And then we've been in a place where it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to tread water. I'm just staying alive. So for me, like I don't feel, and you guys might feel differently, but just sharing, you know, what plan you're on and who's on that journey with you. Like I feel like that's just great, you know, feedback. And again, we're all in different places. The only thing that I concern myself with the comparison game is when it comes to pace and, you know, distance is different. Like if you're talking about your training plans, I just completed I'm really excited because I was able to complete this distance. That's not the same because we're all on different paths, but the comparison trap can get us when it comes to like, here were my paces, here were my finish times, that kind of situation, because we're all running, right? Well, we're not all running. Some of us are walking. But when we can, you know, we're all basically, we know our mile pace. And when we start comparing like your mile to, you know, my mile and all of those kinds of things. But no, I love that. Share that information. If you want to put that on there, put it on there. And I'm with you, Haley. It does feel good to know like who's on what journey. And it's so funny. And I don't know if anybody else is kind of on this journey that I'm on. I am like on the Hot Mess Express. If there was a plan called the Hot Mess Express, like that would be me. I'm literally like a little bit of walking videos. I got to go to the gym and do some physical therapy because I really want to run. And then like, by the grace of God, I was able to do a teeny tiny run this weekend because I have been doing so much weight training and physical therapy with very mild pain. And so I was like, oh, I am literally on, you know, it's nonsense land over here. So, you know, if anybody else is feeling like that, like we're just moving our body, but I have been consistently moving and I am loving every second of it. But as far as just trajectory goes, if anybody else is where I am, you are not alone. I am there with you. Hot Mess Express plan coming your way, a mixture of all kinds of things. And I want you guys to know you have the flexibility in your plans to move around as needed. I would like you to kind of eventually like nail down that place where you're at. Like I know Haley and I talked about where she had started, what her ultimate goals are, and then tried to kind of figure out what plan she needed to be on to get to that goal, considering her race. And so, but we found that starting place, right? And it wasn't necessarily in the plan that we originally thought in that type of plan. We moved her to a different one, but she's not starting where she is. She's not starting at the top because she's at the beginning. She's not there. She's a little bit farther. So we're starting her kind of in the middle. But then once you find that place, I want you to stick with it, and I want you to see that through from that point, if that makes sense. But if you need a redo, then do a redo, whatever it is. If you need, I got to go back and redo that week, then, this is your plan. I do highly encourage you guys to start thinking about like what, events or what weekend that you would like to show up for your final destination of the season. And it's just for the season, right? Because we have 4 seasons in the year. And I want you to work backwards to make sure you're on the right track to get to that point, because I would hate for you to get to that point and be like, oh my gosh, I still have 5 weeks left. So make sure you're double checking what is the date of when I want to be able to hit this goal. And then you're counting backwards to make sure you're in that place to be able to hit that goal. I am really sad to say though, that I'm not going to be around for the Shamrock this year. And I know that doesn't affect everybody, but that's one that I usually, try to go to. It happens to be around Grayson's birthday. So sometimes it just doesn't, it hasn't worked out a few times, but we are leaving for Florida that weekend. So I'm kind of excited about that. Not, Polly, maybe we'll run into you while we're down there, but we're going for fun reasons, but, we're not going to be around for the Shamrock. So I don't even know if I'd be able to do it. I am again on Hot Mess Express plan, but that gets me thinking like, okay, so that's not the weekend I'm aiming for. I might find something later down the road and more like April. April and May are big racing months. So if you want to do an official race, if you're excited about a distance that you're working on, look for a race. I would say around April or May are really great times of year. So find one of those races. It gives you some wiggle room. The weather is gorgeous, and get that done. Get it done. Get it on the books. Get it in your calendar. Is anybody doing any kind of journaling still? Out of curiosity, I bought a planner, just literally a calendar planner, and I've been just jotting down here and there like what I'm doing, because again, I'm kind of all over the place, but I do have goals. And I guess I should say, to clarify, I am doing a lot of walking to keep moving. I'm doing the walking videos that Daisha introduced me to right here on YouTube. And because it has a lot of movements in it, that's a lot of lateral movements and forward and back movements. It gets your heart rate up. But I feel like part of what's been going on with my knee pain situation and my difficulty with running is because I'm not strengthening those supporting muscles. I would just run all day, every day if I could, and do nothing else because it brings me so much joy, which I think I have done that for about 20 years, and my body is talking to me. So I like to do those videos to get me some of that lateral movement, working those additional muscles while still getting my heart rate up, and it's not super strenuous. It's just like, I'm still sweating. But then I'm getting to the gym and I literally have the same routine that I do. And my main focus is getting my body back in the place where I can run pain-free. So it's more of like physical therapy, but I've told you guys before, but I'll just throw this out there too. If you're ever having any type of knee or hip type pain situation, you obviously want to keep moving. I always get on the elliptical to warm up. It's easy on your joints, that kind of situation. And then I hit those machines that are usually, for me, they're like along the wall, but they are the leg machines. So we're talking about like the hip flexor machines, the abduction and adduction machines are really huge. And it's just the best way for me to like stack up the weight. And I'm not, I really go big on those weights because that's how I have found the biggest difference in those muscles that help me to be able to run. So if you're struggling in any way, you've got some aches or pains, I am telling you, I know it's another bill if you don't have a gym membership, but maybe you have a rec center near you. But if you can get on those machines, if you can warm up gently on some sort of like elliptical and you can get on those machines, I just do every leg machine. If I knew I could get there more often, I might break it apart and just do a couple at a time. But I think there's like 4 that I do, and I go and I do 4 sets, and I do heavy and I do hard, and I literally just do those and then I'm done. And I try to do those. Oh, and then sometimes I cool down if I need to, like, again, on the elliptical, And my whole purpose, and I've been doing this now for, this is like my third or fourth week, which is the only reason I was able to run even a teeny tiny bit this past weekend. But it was glorious. And I know that it's because my body needs that extra strength. I know Haley's been doing a lot of strength training too. I know that I talked to you guys in your coaching videos about some of those body weight exercises that I put in your plans. You know, I am a different woman now. You talked to me a few years ago and I would have been like, there's no need. I'm just going to run all day, every day. I love it. But I feel like now that I'm in my 40s, again, my body's talking to me. So if you're getting this same kind of vibe too, body weight exercises are amazing. Just doing some squats, some lunges. If you can get some of those lateral movements, work some of those muscles, but definitely your hip flexors. Then I think it's going to be huge for you. And I feel like this, again, I told you guys last week in the live, I feel like God is talking to me like all of this, all of the struggles that I'm going through. The reason I'm on the Hot Mess Express is because I think God has me on a path that's going to help me understand and relate so much more to every one of you. And I think if I didn't have this experience and I was just still like running away, like training for, half marathons and marathons and just doing my thing, I wouldn't know what this feels like. And I wouldn't be able to speak to you on the value and importance of stretching and weight training. And you guys know, I don't hate weight training. I just love to run. But the stretching thing I could do without, but it is so important. So I feel like, for those of us who are 40 and up, like it is just something we're going to have to learn to love and realize that it is so important as we continue to move on and want to use our body. So I know 100% if I don't continue to include some sort of weight training for me, because I feel like I used up all of my my running cartilage. And over the years, if I don't do that, then I'm not going to be able to sustain this for the rest of my life. So I feel like if you guys can find a way to incorporate it. Even if you just look at those body weight exercises that I've put with your plans and either tack it on to one of the runs you're already doing, or on a day that you're not running, just do those exercises. Even if you do it like at your job, after lunch, go out by your car or if you have an office, like close your door and just do some body weight exercises. It makes a huge difference. I see Haley is saying that in the chat too. And it makes a difference with your running, but it's just going to help you be able to do this longer, because if not, you're going to have the aches and pains and we're just going to, take care of our bodies because we want to be able to keep moving. That's so, so important to us. So I noticed a huge difference. And, if you have any aches and pains too, I encourage you to do that as well. Mike wanted to give a shout out to make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you will get alerts anytime these lives go live. I will tell you that we are going live. Let me click on the calendar really quick. What is today? Okay, so typically it will be the first and third Monday of each month, but this month we're just doing all of them. I'm sorry, Sundays, not Monday, Sunday, 7 p.m. But for this month, we're doing all the Sundays because we're in a big transition stage here. And I want to make sure everybody is on, everybody has what they need and that we're all moving and grooving. So I will go live again next Sunday as well. But starting in February, it will be the first and third Sunday of each month. And don't forget to watch your coaching videos, you guys, for the week. Those have dropped in there too. And I want to share this with you guys as well. Haley said, don't tell us what to do. My girl, that is me with him every day. He's like, I'm so used to this. Mike and I had a really great experience. I know he's going to love me talking about this, but I'm sorry, it was so good and I have to share, and it is spiritual. And I feel like, I am only doing this. This whole thing is only still kicking and still alive after 4.5 years. You guys know that there were multiple times and I was like, I'm failing at this. I'm not doing well. I can't do this anymore. And I am here because I prayed so hard about it. I found my connection with the good Lord, prayed on it. And, I feel very strongly that he has brought me here. And this is part of my journey. And that if you are hearing this, you are meant to hear this. And so I like to share these little tidbits. And we had such a great, amazing morning this morning. I would say a very touching morning this morning. So, and I want to share with you guys. And I always think about do they want to know? But who am I to keep these kinds of stories and testimonies, if you will, from anybody, because if you know me, then you know just a few months ago that God was kind of, I wouldn't say a few months ago, okay? I would say at least a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, God was nowhere in my daily life and thoughts and actions and that kind of thing. Like for Mike and I, neither of us was that something that we incorporated in our daily life. Not at all. We've just been through a series of kind of situations and experiences. You can, you guys have all heard this. I'm not going to dive into that again, but it's all in the podcast episodes if you're curious about that, the spiritual journey that got us here. But anyway, because of that, we have been, going to church and just feeling so good and connected with God. And here's the biggest thing. Here's what I wanted to share with you. I did click my fingers, Mike. I wanted to share with you that what is new for us, and definitely me, and probably not Mike as much as me, but is this idea and concept. And I talked to you guys about it in your coaching sessions. And I'm going to say it again here, because again, who am I to withhold this kind of information and this kind of support that is available to you that maybe you haven't thought of before. But I am so new to and obsessed with the idea of that when life feels heavy, when things feel heavy, and I feel just like, irritable, that I no longer carry that burden on my own, and that I 100% go straight to God and I ask for help carrying it. And I don't even know where I heard that. I think I heard that. I don't know if it was at church or I heard it in the Hallow app when some of the daily reflections that I listened to. But the idea was that like, you are not meant to carry your burdens. You are not meant to carry it all on your own. And so who am I to not share with you the whole concept of that when life feels heavy, when things feel dark, when things feel just, like ick, you just wake up and you're just in a funk and you can feel it and it's around you. You are not meant to carry that alone. And so I want to encourage you to offer that up and give it up to God. And so my story is, my testimony for today is, again, sharing this because I feel like somebody needs to hear it. Mike and I woke up and we were both feeling like that. Well, first of all, like confession time, we skipped soccer this morning. We were supposed to have soccer for our son this morning, soccer conditioning, and we just didn't want to go. And so we were like, okay, we're not going. And of course, instantly we felt so bad because we knew he would have gone. It would have been great. We just didn't want to. So we're like, basically talked each other into skipping. Not a big deal, but we were making it a big deal. So in our minds, it was all like, we're failing. Then we were grumpy. And then we're like, what are we doing? We're going to go to church later, da, 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 da. And so we're literally sitting there having coffee and we're trying to like enjoy the morning and each other. And it just was not happening. We were just like so irritable and so snappy. And I was like, stop, we need to pray. And I was like, okay, close your eyes. We're going to pray. I do this all the time. And the rule that I was told, which is where two or more gather, Jesus will be there. Where two or more gather, God will be there. So when you gather with someone in prayer, we always joke and say, I remember one time I was praying with Cammie and Carrie. We were actually walking and we were praying and we were like, oh, there's three of us here. Gotcha. Like you got to be here because that's what we were told, right? Like God will show up if there are two or more. So Mike and I are sitting there and I'm like, okay, you got to be here. And I just kept saying like, look, like God, like life feels heavy. Things feel so irritable right now. I don't know what's going on, whether it's like we're feeling guilt or whether we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed with the plans of the day, things we have to get done, just feeling consumed by all the stuff on our to-do list. I just want to offer it up to you. And I want you to help us carry this burden because it won't go away. And so Mike, I know that you won't mind me sharing this because we've talked about it before. But Mike has an interesting past in regards to his spiritual experience, if you will. And so he would call himself a former agnostic, which means I just don't believe. And so that is how he has gone through a lot of his life based on some childhood experiences that he's had. And it's just kind of pulled him away from God. And so all of this is very new for us and it's definitely new for him. And so we're, several months into this now, but the one theme that always comes back for Mike, and I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but the one theme that always comes back to him is like, God, like just the concept of like, I don't deserve this, right? Like I can't ask for this kind of help. Like who am I to ask for this kind of help? And, he has a very hard time asking for things. Like when I'm telling him, like, let's give it up, like let's offer it up. Like, let's give up the load that we're carrying and ask for help. And it's kind of very hard for him. So yeah, he's kind of sitting there with me and he's listening and I'm praying and we finished and I was like, oh my gosh, I already feel like lighter just from asking God to help me carry that, da, da, da. And he was like, still kind of just like, it was heavy. Like he was just like, things were just heavy on him. And I could tell. And I said, listen, I'm going to go heat up our coffee. I said, I think you need to talk to God on your own, not through me. I think you need to talk to God. And so I walk away. and we have our Alexa playing in the background, and she's playing our whatever, our Pandora mix or whatever. And I'm heating up coffee, and Alexa's right there, and she's in the middle of a song. I say it's in the middle of playing a song. I'm not joking. It just stops in the middle of the song. And I shout into Mike, who's in the other room, and I said, "Hey, did you turn that off?" And I can see him, like, he had just set up. He's like, "No, I just finished praying." And I was like, "Well, you must have prayed for it to shut off, because it just did." And then a song, so this is a few seconds later, right? Then a song starts playing. And I was like, "Oh, well, this one must be for you. Whatever this song is, it's for you, Mike." And I turned up the volume on the Alexa, and I go and I sit back down. I give him his coffee, and I kid you not, it was a song about God. And it was Mike, maybe you can, I don't know if you have it, if you could put it in the chat. Can you do that? It's in YouTube, because we looked it up later today. It's a song to God. And I swear to you, in the lyrics of the song, it says, "I don't deserve you, but here you are." I think it's called "God, I'm Grateful for You." And I think it's called Elevate Worship. And I swear to you, the song was about, I don't deserve you. Who am I? Who am I to have you? But yet you're still always there. Who am I to have you? But yet you're always there with me. You've always been there with me this whole time. Through my whole life, you've been there for me. And that's one of the things that Mike always talks to me about, like looking back, like that he kind of gets choked up about, is like, he's always been there. I just wasn't looking. He's always been there. And so it was wild. It was absolutely wild. So I start crying, and he's tearing up. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, you can't make this up." And so I've listened to it probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times since then this morning. And I'm like, yes, could it be that, it's part of, our algorithm? Could it be that our phones or Alexa, they were listening to us talk about praying and all of those things? Yeah, it could be. But I choose to believe that it was divine intervention, and that was God talking to Mike right in the moment when he needed it. So all that to say, so shortly after that, we went to church, and I feel like I was just feeling moved left and right. And one of the things that was talked about in church today during the sermon was about making sure you ask God to fill your heart with words that you can share with other people, because we are meant to share these things with other people. And that was my confirmation. I was going to share this story tonight. And it was all about, like, people deserve to have this kind of love in their life. People deserve to have God to lean on, to have God there with you. And who are we to withhold that kind of information? Who are we to withhold that kind of experience from someone who could use that and feel that? And so everybody's on their own timeline, and God is working on everybody in their own way, in their own time. And I know that for a fact. I am proof of that. Mike is proof of that. But like 100%, like, if you're listening to this, there's a reason that you're listening to this. There's a reason that you're a part of this. There's a reason that you're here. And I hope that it means something to you. If nothing else, I hope that you know that it is available to you, that God is there, whether you believe you deserve it or not, that God is there, whether you have looked for him or not, that you have the ability, the option of literally never being alone and carrying no burden alone. There are no coincidences. There are no mistakes. There are just life circumstances, but you don't have to experience them alone. Okay. Okay, I need to read the chat. Haley said, I swear Sunday morning, the devil is at its peak. Okay, and I didn't even go down this road, Haley. I agree with you 100%. And I felt like, I don't know, because here's the thing that I struggle with. I know that the me 2 years ago would have probably heard some of this and been like, yeah, like, oh, she's, she goes to church, and like, oh, good for her. Not that I thought badly about anybody who did. It wasn't that. But I guess I never necessarily, it was faith. I was lacking faith, like the belief in that was available, like that was really available. It was just kind of more coincidences than anything. But there were so many non-coincidences in my life. I just called them coincidences. And so it's really hard for me sometimes to talk about it, because I know what I would have thought about it a few years ago. So, but with that being said, part of what I prayed this morning when I prayed was I asked for God, when things feel heavy to me, like when I feel like I am just irritable and life is overwhelming, right? And it's like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, I just feel so burdened by life. I asked God to rebuke the devil. And I said, like, stop letting the devil sit on me. Like, stop, like, allowing the darkness to kind of like infiltrate my thoughts, because with one flip of the switch, right? Like with one ask of like to take to push the evil away and to fill yourself with light, it changes the perspective of everything. Like all of a sudden I get to take care of my family and I get to take care of this home and how fortunate I am. And so I am 100% with you, Haley. I did ask that in my prayer this morning. And I feel like even throughout the day on Sundays, like I have had typical struggles again throughout the day where I feel like there have been moments in today where I have had to like kind of continue to pray and ask for that support and that kind of thing. So anyway, especially as we become closer with God, I do feel like we have to be mindful of that there's also a force that doesn't necessarily want us to build that relationship. And so we have to be mindful of that. Haley said, I love elevation worship. They are great. Yes. That's such a great idea before bed. So good. And they help relax your mind. Yeah, 100%. And the Calm app, the Halo app, I love it. And you guys, I hope that if you think that this sounds a little wild, or like, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I just want to plant that seed. And again, I come here not preaching, or I'm not coming here with any type of like, you must, or you have to, It's just like, hey, have you ever thought about, did you know this could be something that you need or that is available to you? So think about that today, this week, pray for that if you feel comfortable, and asking for support and picking those days that you want to run this week and staying consistent and showing up for yourself and, feeling motivated even when the days are hard, the days are long, the weather is bad. But the good news, you guys, is also, can you believe that we are almost 1 month out from the darkest day of the year? So like it has continued to stay lighter and lighter. Like we're getting there. We're like mid to late January. So we're like, not to wish any time away, but these are the hardest weeks and days to train in because it is dark and you're doing it. You're doing the work and you're showing up and you're spreading joy and you're posting and just keep going, because when that light comes, when the days are long and the light is shining, you're going to want to be in that place where you're like in your groove and you're comfortable and you're showing up for yourself and you're just enjoying those days because you're doing all of that hard work and grinding right now to build that version of yourself that's going to be ready to tackle anything in the spring. And I'm so excited for you to do that. All right. Praise Jesus. On that note, I hope you guys have an amazing week. I don't know. I feel like this was all in all a huge success. I am excited to see how this all works as far as the links go in our community. And I don't even know what this is going to look like on the YouTube channel, but I hope that you guys at the end feel like this was okay. Like this was good. I hope everything works smoothly for you. And I think this is going to be a better option for us than our Facebook Lives. I'm super excited about it. So I'll be happy to hear your feedback on that. And if you don't have any more questions for me, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Get those runs in, get them posted. My wish for this week for myself is to post my runs before Sunday at the end of the week, but to post them as they come. And of course, to get a few more weeks of those training plans done for you guys and ready to go. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing week, and I will see you again here next Sunday. Bye, everybody.